Hey YouTube, it's a nice overcast. I guess best time is to shoot belts is when you have a overcast day. The purpose of this video is to talk a little bit about some of the things I skipped last week. I did not have any Groovy G big golds, which I have two of them over there now, and I wanted to compare them to the Shoprine, to the Fandu Luxe, to the Classic Shields. But before I do that, I actually want to go over here and get started with probably the belt that started it all. You have a 2mm shop version WWE replica on their strap with the 5x2 and the 8x2. Plate's very shallow, etching's very shallow, but everybody was proud to have one, and it's a good looking belt. Now they moved on a little bit later, increased it to 4mm, gave it some deeper etching. I put this on my leather with a 5x2 on both sides. Now I only have one Jamar 2D version, and this one happens to be a lot like the shop version with an 8x2 and a 5x2. Going in on the detail, it's not real deep etching, but it is pretty nice. He converted this to 3D, so this is the same exact size as the 3D, just without the logo and only 2D etching. Didn't really care for that one too much, so I went out and I designed my own. This is the red, hand textured, all the way around. Not available for sale because of the logo, but I also did the strap in a 5x2, both sides, but I used the Jamar style snap box. Now moving down is the concept belt from the art originally done by, I guess, Crumrine for the concept NWA. Peter Ellis had that converted to the new logo. It is a very nice strap, hand stitched all the way down. Peter does a nice strap. Too bad I don't believe he's around anymore. Below that, I have the red. This is based off on, I believe, my V7 art. Yeah, I know I do a lot of versions, but that's because I see stuff that bothers me and I go back through and fix it. This one is hand signed by the man himself, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, NWO for life. Okay, next on is the Loomis Big Gold. Belt Performance made a very nice big gold. It was probably the most popular big gold for a long time. That was a little bit before my time. I started collecting around 2014. This one's got a little bit of missing plating. I definitely I like to clean my belts, and I think that I never got around to properly replating that one after I buffed out some stuff I didn't like. Okay, where would we be without the wonderful people at Fandu with their Fandu V1? Nice belt. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. It is powder coated, so I don't really like powder coated belts. I like plating, real gold, etc., etc. This is done on their strap, which is a leather stitched over there by them. I did make a custom nameplate for it, only because I don't really care for the other nameplate. Above that, I have what I called my grail for a long time, a Vegas Big Gold. I was told that this belt was actually ring used by, I think, Nikita Koloff or something in the indie leagues. I'm not making any claim to that. I don't really know. But this one here is made by the master himself, Reggie Parks. I actually have Rob Sandster to thank for getting this into my collection. He got it. I cried. He gave it to me. Well, sold it to me. Checks all the boxes. Now I only have one big gold left to get. That's the 3D. Above that, I have the Danny Nixon version of the big gold. Danny is a very good designer. He definitely puts a lot of attention into detail. And this is a very popular belt for all collectors. If you can get your hands on a Danny Nixon, I suggest you go ahead and do it. The leather on this one was crafted by Miss B, who is actually an excellent crafter. I've never talked to her myself, but if you have a Miss B strap, you've got a very good strap. Above that, I have the Classic Shields Ultra Super Duper High Definition. Rent a clown, have a good time. Big gold, hand carved, overseas. One thing that bothers me a lot is the nameplate font is absolutely wrong, and the plate is supposed to be 2 millimeters, which I'm sure they're already correcting as I say this. The strap I made, 60-inch hand stitch strap using a cordovan color on my leather, obviously. Moving up, and you can do a quick side-by-side there. The Fandu Luxe and the Classic Shields version, along with the Shoprine. Shoprine on top, Fandu in the middle, CS at the bottom. The Fandu Luxe is a very nice belt for the money. It comes on their strap, which is, I guess, done by machine. I do not really care for the strap, so I will be replacing it eventually, and I'll be placing it on eBay. Try to put those two together at the same time when I sweep over. Now with the Fandu Luxe, it did not come with any name on the nameplate, so I actually cut out my own letters by laser and placed them on there with a 3M style glue. With the Shoprine next up, I did the same thing. Went through, made the nameplate. It made the belt just really stand out. Get a nice sweep over here. The Shoprine, they've done an extremely good job. I have not re-leathered it yet. That is probably one of my next projects. I'll do that along with the Fandu. I have never seen a replica that looks this good, and in the 450 range or whatever it is, 500 range, it's well worth it. In fact, if you asked me what it was worth, if I was buying it and I didn't know it was a Shoprine, I would guess it was about a $2,000 belt. Now, a lot of people are bickering a little bit about this ION being a little bit smaller font. You're just being too picky. I mean, nothing's going to ever be perfect. The real one isn't perfect. It's all hand carved. So if you want perfect, you probably belong with some kind of a replica. Other than this one, obviously. It's a little sweep over. Let me see if I can pan down a little bit. There we go. You can get a real good comparison there. I'm getting ready to move on up to the Groovy G Big Gold in all gold. I have already pre-made some nameplates for it for just myself, so I can swap them out, do whatever. I'll do custom nameplates. I'm not doing any copyrighted names, but I'll do custom nameplates for 40 without any kind of coating. If you want coating, you're going to have to go to 65. I think Groovy put a lot of time in this. Greg Stevenson. If you look at it real close, everything about it is just really meticulously carved. I did put this on a 60-inch hand stitch strap. I used a bit more of a brown leather on this particular one, and I do have my new stamp on there. Just above this one is the Groovy G dual plated. I went a little bit more of a mahogany and cordovan mix on the strap. I absolutely love the way it turned out. I love the way the nameplate turned out. Again, 60-inch hand stitched. See if I can get a good pan over to compare those two. So in summary, I guess take a look at these 4 right in a row, or these 5 I mean, if you're looking to make a decision on a big gold. Those are probably your top choices. Currently the top one for me would be that dual plated Groovy G or the Shoprine. The only thing that's going to get any better than these two is going to be a direct copy of one of the originals, which probably will never happen in this lifetime. Anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. You know where to find me. I'm in NWO Click on Facebook groups. I also have red _ leather _ belts on Instagram. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.